kind of the same thing. We'll basically disconnect after we turn everything off. Turn your pump off, unplug it. You can unscrew your tubing on the end, move this to the side, and we start hooking this one up. So we use the same tubing, just disconnect it from here and put it on this one. I think we just left this on the table and we just kind of hook that over. It does kind of bounce around a little bit. Before we turn everything on, because it is a moving diaphragm on the inside, this is where the air line goes. We want to actually put this tool oil lubricant inside the hole, not on the outside, inside, okay? So just drop maybe 10 drops or so on the inside before we hook up the air. That just increases the life of the pump, okay? And then the air line, so we don't have a in-house air utility like we had the old unit up flat, so we have a compressor. So we'll just plug this up. I'll help you get started with this too. We'll plug it up, and we'll have one side. Oh, this is actually good. Okay, so these are these little quick release fittings. So they're in there like this. You pull this back, they pop out. They have like some little bearings in there that kind of look like the cam fittings. They have that groove. So you just pull this back all the way, and they stay on. Okay. Works the same way on this one. So we want to hook this up to the pump. You can just pop this one into, let's say, this side. Just push it in, and this side we'll stick it on the side of the pump like you showed. Okay. So this thing is air powered. There's no valve or anything like that. So when you want the pump to go, turn the air on. Okay. If you don't want it to go, the air shouldn't be on. So we need to make sure before we start, the air pressure is 0 before we hook it up. Because if it's maxed out and you plug it up, it's going to go full speed. Okay. So we had an issue before where somebody blew the diaphragm out. The max operating pressure for that pump is I think 100 psi. We only ever go to like 50 psi. But the way that it got to 100 was what I mentioned earlier. So righty tighty, lefty loosey is for valves. Right tightens it up and closes it. Left loosens it up and opens it. This is a air regulator or gas regulator. So they work the opposite. When you turn to the right, you're basically pushing in the spring that opens the space for the air to flow through. So the more you tighten it, the more air pressure is going to be there. So somebody thought they closed it all the way and maxed the thing out. Okay? I forgot on campus that would have been 140 psi or something like that. And he's like, all right, cool. And they plugged it in, nothing happened because they had another valve on top of the airline. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot to put the airline on. They opened it, 140 straight to the diaphragm pump, just busted. So be very careful with the air. I can help you if you need, but basically these are like push to open, what I call them, or screw to open. So to the right, you're pushing it in, you're opening, you're pushing the spring and opening that pathway so you get more air pressure. So just make sure you remember they are opposite. Okay. This air compressor, it will be able to continuously supply enough air for almost all the conditions. I think once we get closer to that 40 psi or so, it'll struggle to keep up. You're still going to have a bunch of compressed air in the inside already. So lucky for us, it's very quick to take the readings. When you start to notice the air pressure want to start to drop, it should never drop below the max, but like the actual supply pressure, like we'll have, this thing will automatically start up when we hit the on button. It'll pressure up to 120, and I think it kicks on at either 90 or 60, I don't remember. But so even when it's starting to not keep up, we still have like 90 psi when we only need 50. So like it's fine as long as we just take the reading fairly quick. I mean, let it stabilize, let it get to steady state, right? We always take our measurements at steady state, always. Okay. So we should be fine as long as you take the reading within like 5 seconds or so. And then once you finish your run, let's say you're getting 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 psi, you're measuring the flow rate. Once we go back down to like, let's say 10, we want to just give the compressor a second to like catch back up to 120 before you start again. That's the only weird thing with this one. This is a much smaller unit than when we had the unit out. The unit out was like huge. That's pretty much it. And then once we're done with it, we'll depressurize it. Once you turn this to 0 and unplug it off of here, if you want to go quicker, I normally just put this on here. So this will still be plugged up. This is to depressurize the system. I just plug this one back in, hold it down, and then increase the supply pressure again until the tank pressure is let off. So we don't want to leave this 120 psi when we leave. We want to put it down, take it back down to 0. So the fastest way to do that, otherwise you have to run the pump with no water in it, which would be kind of. So I use this, or I can come help you with it. Just ask whatever you want to do. But we just need to make sure we depressurize this thing before we leave everything. We don't want to leave it 120 psi tank while no one's in here. Okay. And that was a lot of stuff.